All right, so let's take some time to look at some of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's reform policies, because I've taken a bit of time to look at some of them, and what I found sounds very, very funny to me. Let's look at security, for instance. Some of you might have seen that recently about 744 repentant terrorists were rehabilitated and reintegrated into the society. 744 repentant terrorists were rehabilitated and then reintegrated into the society. Out of the repentant terrorists, we have from Borno, we have from Yobe, we have from Kano, we have from Bauchi, we have from Nasarawa. And it might interest you to know that we have 8 foreign nationals amongst them. 8 foreign nationals. We have from Burkina Faso, we have from Chad, we have from Cameroon, and we have from Niger Republic. 8 foreign nationals out of 744. Now, let's leave the foreign nationals for another day. The main question I want to ask is, since you have a program for terrorists who are buying people, maiming people, destroying properties, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what program do you have for the victims of those atrocities? What programs do you have in place for the people who are suffering this terrorism? Since you have the finance to clothe terrorists, feed terrorists, teach them skills, the mothers that have lost their children, women that are rendered widows, men that become widowers, children that become fatherless, what program do you have for these victims? Since you have enough finance to camp terrorists after buying people, you clothe them, you give them shelter, you teach them skills and reintegrate them into the society. Let's even say that works. What program do you have for their own victims? That's the question I want to ask. So the best you do for the victims is for you to call them to meet you at the airport. You don't even have the decency to visit them in their own homes, in their own community. You call them to the airport to come and meet with you, and that's what they get. But the terrorists get free clothing, free food, free skill, and then they are reintegrated back to the society. So what I'm saying now is, I see this as a reverse psychology, because currently with what is happening means terrorists are now the victims, while the actual victims are now the terrorists. Because to make it make sense to me that a terrorist gets to be clothed, gets free food, gets skill, and then he's returned back to the society. But the victims get nothing. Do you even know the psychological trauma that some of these women, men, and children have to live with, have to go through? Some of them for months, some for years, some for the whole of their lives. So I ask again, what programs do you have for these women that we see crying every day because their sons are being pied? Their husbands are being pied. It's crazy to me. How do you even encourage the Nigerian military, who are sacrificing their lives to go after these terrorists? Instead of justice to prevail, you are giving them rehabilitation. A terrorist should face the law and the victims should get justice. But it doesn't work like this in this country, obviously.